Inspiration coming from this incredible author as well. Her name is Marlen Kakkori. Actually, her full amazing name is Marlen Ulrika Elizabeth Kakkori, and she is a podcast guest revenue strategist and founder of Marlen Marketing. She helps nonfiction authors, coaches, and service-based founders turn podcast interviews into clients and partnerships. Over the past 6 years, she has booked over 30 plus clients or more, over 200 podcast interviews. Known as a podcast whisperer, she helps clients move beyond visibility and turn podcast guesting into a consistent revenue channel. With a master's in political science from Estonia and France and experience in fast-scaling tech startups, she uses podcast guesting to help clients build authority and generate revenue. Wow, we need to talk to you, Marlen. I love your expertise. So with that, please help us welcome you and share an incredible message with us today. Welcome.
Everyone, thank you for having me.
Yes.
My chapter is called When Time Disappears, Systems Appear. Because most of my life, I thought that with hard work, I can solve almost every problem. Since young age, I was leadership roles in Estonia, representing all the youth in my capital or all the students in my university. And then later, I was working across partnership teams internationally. But then motherhood happened. And I lost my old success formula. I lost the only thing that helped me to build a career, time. I realized I no longer had unlimited energy, no longer had uninterrupted work time. So many of us are not building businesses. We are building adult homework assignments, and they collapse when we don't have time. And my realization led me to understand that I have to ask better questions. Not how do I work more, but how do I create results still with less time, less energy, and less control? And I stopped selling hours and started selling results, outcomes. I documented processes. I hired slowly but strategically. And I started delegating because I stopped building something with fantasy of having all the time in the world and started to build systems. Because if everything depends on you don't own a business. Business owns you. And I had a season in my business where clients dropped. I was humbled because I had made the system, hired help, and still didn't see results. That's the moment when most people panic. They abandon the strategy and don't go on their plan. But I realized that leadership is not tested when ship is safely in the harbor. It is tested in the stormy sea. When visibility disappears, but you still stay steady anyway. And I changed the system of my agency from just booking people to podcasts to actually coaching them the whole framework of how to leverage podcast interviews. Because I realized that it's never about just the podcast interview. It is about the trust transfer. And that's why I refocused my agency and even build a mastermind around podcast-driven business growth. So the momentum returned. And not because I was more motivated, because I had system structure. So the lesson for me is that when time disappears, systems must appear, because the constraints reveal the truth. What is scalable? What is essential? And the leadership lesson is for me that real leadership is not about looking powerful. It's about building stability for others even if you don't feel stable yourself. It's about building something sustainable that survives imperfect conditions. And leadership begins when the excuses end. So if you resonate with my message, I would like to connect with you further. And especially if you have done some podcast interviews but haven't seen the wished results yet, I built the podcast conversion lab. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Marlen. Appreciate it. I love how integrative your work is and how technical knowledge you have. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope more success to you in all that you do.
Thank you.